In this video, I'm going to introduce you to Helium10 profit tool. It's a lot of tools built into one tool, which can help you save a lot of money instead of getting all these tools separately. And in this video, I'm going to give you an overview how the dashboard works and how it can help you be hands-on your business and know your numbers, which is super important to your success. A lot of sellers don't really know at any given moment what's their numbers and how they are doing, which can hurt their decisions. So if you're ready, let's start. What's up guys, and welcome to the Sourcing Monster YouTube channel. My name is Tomer and I started to sell on Amazon a little over 3 years ago. I was able to scale my business to 7 figures within 18 months, and I just recently in 2022 exited my brand for 7 figures. So if you want to learn from someone that is actually selling on Amazon, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and you smash that like button. Thank you. Okay, so first of all, I think this is the only video that shows the beta one, the profit tool on YouTube. The beta, it's a new dashboard that Helium10 created, and honestly, in the brand that I exited, I didn't use this tool. I used another P&L tool or live profit and loss tool. But recently, they really added a lot of tools into it, which we're going to cover in this video, but this is the latest version of how it looks, and if you don't see this version, you would have this option to click OK once you open the profit tool on the top to try the new beta. So before you actually can see an accurate numbers here, you have to connect your Amazon account, which you probably did when you signed up to Helium10. You connected the seller to a third-party verified tools, and now Helium10 can access your data, like the orders data and the expenses. Now for expenses, they calculate it by the FBA fees, returns, referral fees, all of those fields. But one of the biggest expenses is PPC, advertising, and to have this expense counted here, you have to connect your PPC data as well separately. So make sure that you go here to connections and that your both PPC here, for example, I don't see my I did recently disconnect and connected it, so it doesn't show here, but I have to connect it here again because I had some issue with it. But make sure that your seller account is connected and your PPC account is connected in order to see an accurate picture of your profits here. So let's start with overview of the dashboard. So here at first you can see for the date range that you choose what's going on for your gross revenue, expenses, and most important in my opinion, your net profit. So for me, it's doing it for the last 7 days. This is a new account that I'm trying to operate, and hopefully in the next year you will see it growing more and more. But as you can see, it's breakdown into marketplaces. I currently sell on Amazon.com only. I plan to expand to Canada and to Mexico soon. But as you can see, these are the numbers that I did. 1800, it's a little growing than the previous time. Expenses I have of $1,490 and net profit of $327, which is not too bad, but it's not what I used to have with my previous account. But it's opportunity to show you that it's still possible to sell on Amazon. I'm starting like you from fresh after exiting, after selling my brand, and now it's opportunity to showcase that it's still possible. So if you're gonna follow me in the next few months and year, you're gonna see the progress hopefully on what I'm doing to grow, bring more products, and create a new brand from scratch. Okay, so this is the numbers. We didn't sell a lot of units, 63, and here it's giving you like a little breakdown by the numbers of today, yesterday, last 7 days. For some reason it's not updated. I guess maybe with it's a beta, or maybe it's an due to the issue with connections that I mentioned earlier. You can always click on refresh and see what happens, but it's not updating for some reason. But here you can see like a real P&L. What is the actual like numbers. And again, it's not showing. I guess it's either the beta or it's something else that needs to be fixed. Okay, so I have to go back to the old version because the beta version didn't have some of the numbers here accurate. So, hopefully in the future I can do it on the new dashboard when it's, having some of the glitches fixed. But let's look at the old one. So the dashboard is like the following. It will give you the first uh, few uh, days or few metrics for each day, like for today, for yesterday, for the week, for custom, which is for the entire last month. And as you can see here for today, I did $214 in revenue, 7 orders total. Yesterday at 378 with a profit of 67. Net profit for the last week is 315 like we saw before, and for the previous month in May, almost $1,500 profit with 23% margin. Okay, you can see here the sales trends. So you can see some inputs about items. For example, this one I had yesterday versus 2 days. Yesterday at 0, but the previous day has -2, and it could keep you alert what's going on with your account. Here it's not a big difference, only 2 units. But if, for example, I have an item that sells 30 units every day, and then I see one day with 5, this should alert me, and that would lead me to follow up and dig more on what's going on here. And this is very powerful. Instead of doing all these things manually, using tools to help you see like very quick the big picture and understand very quickly if there is problems or wins is very useful. And it's just gonna take you a few minutes every day. Most likely you won't need to take any action, but in case something goes wrong, you can use this tool just by reviewing the overall picture to determine whether you need to take action or not. Here you have the increasing trend. So for example, so this is declining, but here I had, for example, 8 units yesterday comparing the day before of 1 unit. So this is increasing. So here it's 1 plus 1, so it's not really a big deal. Here you have the store performance metrics. So yesterday, the 7 days, the 30 days, the month to date, year to date. So year to date, I'm only like 47,000 with this brand. Hopefully it could be like monthly very soon, and then like maybe weekly uh, overall numbers. Here you have the store trends, but just by the units sold, and then by net profit, like in a graph, so it's easier to digest and see. And here you have the best sellers, like it will show you the items, which one was the best selling. It's sorted by the highest to the highest by units. So this one that or revenue, I'm not sure how it's sorted, but either by gross revenue or by the units. And that's the dashboard. Inside the tool, what's good about it that you have, so first of all, in order to see the accurate numbers, like I said at the beginning of the video, you have to plug in or connect your Amazon store into Helium 10 and also the advertising PPC expenses. By adding those, it will help, it will allow the tool to pull all the expenses that you add for each product. But what is super important is also to plug in the COGS, cost of goods. So the tool will know exactly how much each product costs and will give you an accurate picture of your profits. Okay, now how you do it? You go to the product performance, and inside the product performance, I'm sorry, this will be under inventory level, and I'm gonna jump here and come back to the product performance later on. But inside there, you would have a column with the COGS. So those that are not plugged in, you can click, and then you can include the product cost. In my case, I usually just update the product cost total, which includes already the shipping cost. But if you prefer, you can have the product cost and the shipping per unit separately, for example, and then it will update it. And again, this is very important if you want to see an accurate picture of what are your margins, profit, and give you also some kind of your inventory levels, like how much sellable inventory you have, how much available, how many reserved, give you like a picture. But that's where you're going to update the cogs. Okay, let's go back to the product performance. If you guys enjoy the content that I'm working very hard to provide and produce for you for free, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and comment with any feedback or questions do you have, because I personally reply to every comment. And I will also appreciate your support by checking the links and the sponsors in the description below. That's the only way that we keep this channel alive. This will give you a little more in-depth details per product, like gross revenue. And again, you can do it for the period, you choose the period, but it will give you the gross revenue, the expenses, the net profit, the margins that you had, and the ROI, the refunds, how many units sold, the page views, the sessions, the unit sessions, which is the conversion, and all these details give you a better understanding on like how well you are doing or not. Now let's go back to expenses. So expenses are a tool that allow you to put like recurring monthly expenses. So let's say you use Helium10 and it costs you $59. And by the way, if you want a coupon, use the links down below. It will give you 50% off your first month to Helium10. So make sure that you use that in case you know need Helium10. You don't have already Helium10. It will be great if you will use our link because it will help the channel. You're gonna support the channel by doing that. So here, for example, you can plug in the one-time expenses or monthly expenses that you have, because at the end of the day, the profit that you see, it has to be deducted also from monthly expenses. So if you have $59 per tool, or maybe selling plan $39.99 a month for professional plan, then that's something that you want to add here to the expenses, so you can see exactly what is the net profit every month that you made, right? Or if you have one-time expenses, you can add them. So let's click on new expense, and here you're gonna choose like service. Here, for example, they put already Helium10 subscription, and here you can put one time or monthly. So Helium10 subscription is something that happens every a month, or if you choose the annual plan, then you're gonna choose like one time and then the full thing. You can define which ASIN is it. So if, for example, you created a product video, and you know this video is for a specific ASIN for a specific product, it's better that you put the ASIN. The more detailed, the more accurate you're gonna be, the more details you will have per ASIN. So this definitely worth investing the time, being disciplined on every expense that you have to edit up here so you can see the whole picture. And a lot of times you get the wrong business decisions, or your decision making process is wrong because you don't have the accurate picture on how your business is doing. So all these things might be small and neglected, but they're very important to your business. So make sure you take advantage of them, okay? Then you have the refunds. This is something that I suggest that you review at least every week. Why? Because you want to see trends. You want to see which items have a lot of returns or refunds, and be on top of that, because if you're not reviewing it, it might be an issue that you could fix. For example, you see a lot of people returning specific item, then you dig in to see what might be the reason, and then you figure out, for example, that you lack instructions for that product. So it's something that you can fix in the next batch. So it's highly important and useful to review it at least every week or 2 weeks, just so you can be on top of things. So this tool allows you to do it very quickly instead of going to Seller Central, business fulfillment reports, and do it manually. Here you have a heat map. This is a new feature, but basically it will allow you to see how your FBA inventory is distributed. And why it's important? Because if, for example, you know that California is big market for you, and then you don't have enough inventory there, it might affect the order rate. Because if you don't have a lot of inventory in California, instead of being like 1 day or overnight shipping, it might show like 2 days shipping to someone in California. So you want to really address this and be on top of that. That this is a new feature that they added, which is very cool. For example, here in Florida, they have like 20 items. Here you can test it. For example, you can go to your item, to your ASIN, change the location on the top here. For example, you can change it to, I'm in Boca Raton, but you can change it to California, and then see how long it takes for your item to be distributed. So you can really, use this data. It's very useful. Then you go to the inventory management, which apparently they moved. Inventory management profits have big plans for 2002 to give us room to grow. We've moved inventory management to a new home. So let's go to it and see what it is. Okay, so this is probably something that I should just make a specific and dedicated video just for restocks and suggestions. So that's pretty much it for this tool. Very useful, very simple and straightforward, but you have to plug in the data. You have to really look at it and review it. And for the profit and loss, this is something that I check few and several times a day. And you should do it as well, just to see what's going on, how much money, how many sales, the refunds maybe once a week. Every expense that you have, use the expenses tool. And in overall, it's the simple things and the processes that you take in mind in order to take your business to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this video and I appreciate you watching it. Like always, you're welcome to leave me comments. I personally reply to the comments and I'll see you in the next video.